Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to stagger animations using GSAP, the GSAP library inside of Storyline, so you could do the same animation to several objects but have them come in one after the other. So I have an example here that I'm going to pull up. You can actually get to this if you go to my website. You can head over to my apps section and then go down to the GSAP Animation Studio. This will take you to this where you can create a simple free login. Everything I'm going to be showing you today is free, so you can just sign up for an account. And then you can go in and you can download the template, and you can also create some snippets to work with. So I'm gonna go ahead and just click on this download button, and this will download my starter project that I'm going to be using throughout this video. So once you have it downloaded, just pull it up inside of Storyline. And this has a couple of pages for you to be able to practice some of the animations that I'm going to be showing you. I'll continue to add more different types of scenarios and things that you can use in order to practice GSAP. That's the point of this starter project. I'm going to jump right back into the starter project, and we're going to go ahead and create a snippet. And actually, before I do, let's go into the page, and this is the second page inside of Storyline, and this is my stagger page. So I have a couple balloons that I want to have come from off the stage from the bottom and then have them animate in, but I want them to all do the same thing, but stagger them one by one. Now, what I could do inside a Storyline is I can manipulate the Storyline timeline, and then I could trigger the code inside of Storyline for each, like as soon as it reaches this timeline, then trigger this to animate in. That's a lot of extra code that I would have to do to get this type of thing. Now, the reason why I wouldn't want to just animate from the bottom is because I can add on a couple of other things like easing. I can control the easing. So that's a couple things. Even though it's a simple movement coming from off the stage to on the stage, that is something to keep in mind. Now, I have them in the ending position as well. So if I want them to come from off the stage, I will need to figure out what the Y value is, because Y goes up and down. What is the Y value that will start off the stage and then animate it to this ending position, basically. So to do that, I simply just drag one of these balloons off the stage, and then I go into the Format tab, and I just make a note of the Y position right here, so 572. So we'll just do like 570 or something like that. So 570 is where it needs to come from. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the GSAP Studio, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new snippet. Now we're going to call this one Stagger Practice. It really doesn't matter what you call this. This is more for your reference. And then I need to start animating in the object IDs. Now we are working with several objects here. We're going to animate in all 5 of those balloons. So I need to grab the IDs for all 5 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy the first one. So you can right click here, and then you can just click on the copy for the ID, and then just simply paste it into there. Now to add on more object IDs, you can target several different object IDs with the GSAP Animation Studio. So to add on more, I go ahead and add on, or just click the plus button. We have 5 total, so I can just go ahead and add all 5 here. I'm going to click until I get to all 5. Okay, so now I just need to right click on the second one, go ahead and copy that ID, and then we can paste it right there. I'm going to right click on the third one, copy that ID, paste it right there. And then I'm going to right click on the fourth one, paste in the ID there. And then finally the 5th one, I'll right click, copy the ID, and then paste it right there. Now notice what's happening down on the code here. It is creating every single one of those objects into a variable. That variable you can see here is let. And so it's saying let this name be this ID, essentially. And it automatically adds on those names. So object 1, object 2, object 3, object 4, and object 5. When you copy in the code, you could change that, but it's just basically adding a number to object so it can differentiate between those different objects. Now what we need to do is we need to add on the properties. So we are going to start from the 570. Now I could move my objects off the stage and then try to make a note of where each one of them is going to end up, but I know that all of them are going to start from 570 and move to their ending positions. So in this case, it's actually better to start in the ending position, or have your object in the ending position, and instead of going in the GSAP animation, instead of going to, we're actually going to go from. So from basically means that it's going to start from whatever value that I give it, and all of them are going to start from the same value, and it's going to animate to whatever the ending position is, wherever it's currently positioned, basically. So it's a little bit easier to do from, and this way we only have to do one code instead of several, or just instead of adding on, like on the timeline, several codes on each object. I'm going to go into the Y position. We're already in the position properties of the GSAP animation, and I'm going to go ahead and just enter in 570. But instead of 2, I'm going to select this drop-down box and switch it to from. It's going to animate, and you see the GSAP code right here. This line of code is the GSAP code. It's going to animate, and it creates all of the objects into an array. It's going to animate those from 570. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this code for now. And then I'm going to come in and just add this to the timeline. And we're going to have this start when the page starts. So when the timeline starts, and I'm going to just have this execute JavaScript. So we'll select the drop-down box to execute JavaScript here. And then I'll just open this window up and then paste that code right there. I can then modify the code however I want in this window, but this is the code that I need to be able to animate all of the objects in. And we're going to run into a problem. I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and click OK here as well. If I preview this, it may come into the animations halfway because there's kind of a half a second with the load, and so I may not get the full animation. The animation usually starts before it fully loads here. So you can see right here, it didn't fully animate. If I go ahead and replay, then it fully animated there, but it's because the page loads, as soon as you come to this page, it's going to take a second to load. What I would suggest doing is triggering this not when the timeline starts, but when the timeline reaches, and you can do this at like 1 second here. So let's go ahead and just do 1 second. And then now basically just we're either doing this a delay in the code or doing a delay inside of the timeline. I'm going to try it inside of the timeline first, and if it doesn't work well, I'll delay it inside of the code here. Now it is going to be on the stage, and that's what I thought was going to happen. It's all of the objects are on the stage, and then it's going to start. So instead of delaying it on the timeline, let's go ahead and switch this around. So I'm going to do this when timeline starts, and let's come into our properties here and go under timing here. Now in the timing, what I'm going to do is go ahead and delay this by 1 second. So it adds another property for us to delay, and it will be by 1 second here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that, and I'm going to come back into here. And you could just add on that property if you want to, but I find it easy just to copy, select all, and paste it over the original code there. So let's go ahead and preview this. So everything loads, and then it comes in. So that's exactly what I want, because the code triggers right away. So that's why it starts the objects off the stage, because it knows that it's supposed to be starting at 570, but it's going to delay it for about a second. Now I could change that to half a second if I do 0.5. I could change that to 2 seconds if I wanted to as well. Now let's have this stagger in one by one, because right now they're all coming in at the same time. So if I want to stagger this, let's go back in. I'm going to exit out of the preview here. And then I'm going to go into stagger here. By adding on the stagger property, it basically says all of them are going to do the same thing, but we're going to take each of the items inside of this array, and we're going to animate it one by one, and we're going to stagger them with a couple or half a second in between each of them. So I'm going to do 0.5, so 0.5 here, and that's going to add on this stagger animation. Now if I go ahead and copy that, let's now preview this to see what it looks like here. It should just have all objects come in, but it's going to do it one at a time here. So there is all of our objects coming in one at a time. And if that is too slow, what I could do is 0.2 to make it a lot faster as well. And they start to come in almost simultaneously or just a little bit delayed from the other one as well. So that is how you stagger. And again, you can have like a simple animation inside of Storyline. Like if I came into Storyline, you could actually do this just by a simple entrance animation. And if you do fade and then come in from the bottom, but this is, and let me add or remove that fade for now. The benefit that this gives you is now I have other things like easing. I could have this come in quickly, slow down towards the end as well. I have a lot more control of how this animates. So I'm going to come into here, and so let's just do, let's do a back out. So animation, well, especially easing, the in is like the whatever easing that we apply is going to happen at the start of the animation. The out is whatever easing we apply is going to happen at the end of the animation. So I want the bounce to happen as soon as it reaches the end. So I'm going to do a bounce out. If I wanted the bounce, or the back in this case, it's just a slight bounce. If I wanted it to animate at the very beginning and the end, then I would do in out. That's how that works. So let's go ahead and select back out here. So you can see that it's added on this easing. I'll just go ahead and copy that. And if I wanted to, I can preview it up here. Not 100% perfect, but you can at least get the idea. And I'm going to go ahead and just add that and then hit OK. Let's go ahead and preview that and see how it's going to bounce out. It's going to go beyond the endpoint a little bit and come back, essentially. So there we go. You can see it kind of goes beyond the endpoint a little bit and bounces back. So it gives me a lot more control. That's one of the benefits of using GSAP, is the fact that I can go in and control this a lot more, to add on more easing, to stagger with one simple code instead of having to stagger it on my timeline, different things like that. So hopefully this has been helpful for you, kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of what you can do with this GSAP animation tool. If you come back into the tool and you want to reuse this snippet, you can go ahead and click on Save Snippet. It then is at the very top here. You can always just get an idea of the details of how this is going to work, or you can just click on Copy the Code. And if you click on Copy the Code, you can paste in a new ID, which I just have one ID for. That's something I probably need to upgrade with the tool. I just have one ID. If you have several IDs, you'll need to paste in the new IDs, or you can do no copy my original and copy it again. And that way you can also come back in, if you build a lot of these snippets here, you can come back in here and search for your snippets quickly. If you don't have any idea of what to do, you can click on the AI animation generator, describe what you want, describe the types of like rotation or movements or things like that, and it will automatically create the snippet for you that you can then modify if you need to. This is a free resource. Hopefully you like it. If you want to leave me any feedback, head on over to my YouTube channel, click the like button, also subscribe to my channel so you get notified of all future videos as they come out. That really helps my channel, allows me to continue to reach more learning developers. I am getting really close to one of my goals. Right now I'm about 71,000 subscribers. My goal is to get to 100,000 subscribers. And so I'm so close, I could taste it. So if you like and share, subscribe as well, and share it with other people, that really helps my goal of the channel, which is to reach more learning developers and to help them go beyond what's out of the box inside of these tools here. Also, if you want to head on over to my website, you can just go to learningdojo.ninja. You can check out other apps as well. I have a whole suite of apps that you can check out. You can also check out full courses covering everything from A to Z on Storyline 360, JavaScript. If you really wanted to dive in on what is happening with the GSAP animation, I cover in a whole section, I cover exactly how to work with GSAP, not only with the tool, but also just how to work with it just out of the box as well. And then also XAPI fundamentals, Articulate Rise, custom SCORM as well. I do a weekly blog post. You can go ahead and check out all of my previous blog posts and then download free templates as well. That's all I have for today. So thanks everyone, and I'll see you next time.